Hello, welcome to another episode of Book Read. I'm excited to introduce you today to a new author of kids' books. His name is Jaden Cornelious. He's me, and we're going to meet him on today's show. Let's go and meet Jaden Cornelious. Jaden, thank you so much for joining me on today's book read. I would like you to tell us how you got started becoming an author, what kind of got you into the whole author thing, and tell us a little bit about your book.
Thank you, Jaden. Well, I have no idea actually. When I was younger, I loved escapism. I was a daydreamer. I was a dreamer, like I would dream every night in full Technicolor surround sound, high definition. So my life was always kind of in imagination and in my head. And I hated, absolutely abhorred school. It was the worst time of my existence. And the only thing I could do to get through it was either A, hide in classrooms in every single break time, and B, was to find something that was kind of semi-escapist. So when it kind of got into like English literature lessons in secondary school, so I was about 11, and we had to write a creative story. And I remember, so now I'm 11 years old, I'm now going like forward 40 years on, and I'm sitting in an office, not in the best stage of my life, in the office in my house in Cancun in Mexico, and thinking, oh my god, I used to be really creative. I used to write little stories about this kind of aristocratic sheep called Leonard Fluff The Lamb. And I remember thinking, actually, it was quite amusing. And the only line I remember from the whole story was, and I can't remember even how the story went, but I know this woman said to Leonard Fluff, "I have a hunch, Leonard." And she said, "Have you, dear? It doesn't show. I love what you're wearing." And I was like, oh my god, that was quite amusing for an 11-year-old kid. And I thought maybe I should just start trying to write stories again. Didn't think any more of it. A couple of weeks later, I had some cancellations of work. I wasn't feeling particularly great. I had nothing to do, and I was like, sorry, I'm gonna try and write a story. And I wrote this story called The Mayor's Visit, and it just kind of came out, and I was like, oh my god, I really enjoyed that. And then I started getting ideas of the characters and their backstories, which I can't remember any of them now, but at this particular point I was on a bit of a roll, and I kind of remembered it all. And it wasn't something that I planned to do, wasn't something that I really even thought about doing. It just kind of came in that moment, and I wrote The Mayor's Visit, which I really love, kind of pulling in, people that I knew in my life, a bit of Hyacinth Bouquet, a bit of some friends that are in there, a bit of me in there as well, and really enjoyed it. So The Mayor's Visit, basically, it's about Leonard Fluff The Lamb, who double books himself one night. He's got a meeting with the new mayoress of Lower Thicket, which is where everyone lives. But he forgets that, because he's a little bit of a geek as well, every kind of once a month, him and his mates have a games night. Completely forgot about that, and organised in his I used to be the ex-mayor of Lower Thicket, and yes, of course you should come around for tea one night. So when the new lady mayoress said, well, how about Thursday at 5? He'd completely forgotten. He was just in his zone, saying, yes, that would be wonderful. Put it in your diary. I shall be there. I shall make a wonderful carrot potato soup or whatever he made. And completely forgot. So he double booked himself. So it was a very important evening for Leonard, which could have ended up in complete social and political disaster. That's the book. So, and it's part of a series. So at the moment I'm writing the backstories of some of the characters you meet within this book. I've also written the backstory, it's already coming out, called Great Balls of Fluff, which is the backstory of how Leonard came into being, which is another really lovely story, and it kind of helps me move on with introducing some of the other wonderful characters that are in the book as well. Hopefully there'll be an audio book soon and a colouring book soon, so super excited. So it's kind of like, someone said, oh my god, it's very similar to like a little bit more of a grown-up Charlotte's Web. and people said it's charming and delightful. So I just wrote it because I thought it was funny and I really enjoyed it, but people seem to like it. I sent it to a mutual friend publisher, and he liked it, and therefore it's published on Amazon. So hoorah, I hope you like it.
Well, me, that sounds amazing. Would you like to read us from a little section of your book of The Adventures of Leonard Fluff The Lamb?
Yes, Jaden, absolutely. I would love to read a little bit. I'm not going to read you much because actually it's really a small book and it's really quite humorous and lovely. So I'm just going to read you, which is the sample from Amazon. So yeah, I'm going to read you. So this is, so I'm going to put my glasses on so I feel even more studious. This is The Adventures of Leonard Fluff The Lamb, Book 1, The Mayor's Visit. Now, I know what you're thinking. The life and times of being a human has become so complicated and taxing. Well, I have to tell you that it's not any easier being an ex-farmyard animal, and here's why. Oh my goodness, shouted Leonard in a quick outburst of temper as the wind blew out the candles where he was trying to make carrot and potato soup. No one even appreciates how difficult it is to get carrots out of carrot season, let alone create a good soup as possible for the new mayoress of Lower Thicket and her husband. Rosita and Reynold Rodriguez Rabbit were coming over to dinner, and at this rate, it wasn't going to be ready until the following Sunday. Rosita and Reynold were originally from Spain. They sailed over by boat on some kind of exchange program. Leonard guessed it must have been an education student type thing, although it appears that some crazy uptight human stopped their entry onto the local transport at the dock and emptied all the cages. Well, what would you do in this situation? Let's be honest, humans are not the safest, most stable or nicest of species at the best of times. So Rosita and Reynold decided to make a dash for it. This sad tale took place, of course, years ago. Rosita and Reynold, along with their family, had been very, very happy in Lower Thicket. So much so that they brought with them some great ideas about agriculture and cooking from Spain. See, I'll bet you read it. Rosita is now the new mayoress in town, and being the old mayor, Leonard thought it only polite to welcome them to his barn and to cook something nice. Maybe they had some better ideas about how to keep candle flames alight, because he wasn't having much luck doing this. Leonard Fluff and his friends entertained the new mayoress of Lower Thicket, an evening which threatens to be a complete disaster. You're going to have to get the book to find out. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you so much for being a guest on my show today. Very excited about your book, and I know you also have book 2 out as well, called Great Balls of Fluff. So I'm very excited about you coming back and reading from that one as well. People at home, please go and follow me on all of my social media websites. You can find the links to everything in the title page of this episode, and don't forget to go and purchase my book on Kindle or paperback on Amazon. How exciting. I'm very excited to be able to share this show with you, so please support me in my efforts. That would be amazing, and I'll see you next week with the next wonderful author. Take care, you. Bye bye.